Salute, salute. Salute the internal spiritual, most high. You know what I'm saying? Trolls, only God and your mama can love you. Y'all always exemplify why only God can love you. You know what I mean? And last but not least, y'all, I got to hit you with the one time. Yeah. I say one time. Yeah. All right, y'all. Here it is. So, the truth is coming out. I think America and IHOP are being humbled. I think we bit off more than we could chew. And this is going to go on for a long time. But I think it's deserving. It's deserving of America. I think we deserve it. I really do. All right. Let me get everything queued up here.
So, black fatigue, man. We've all heard this term coined by Mary Frances Winters in 2020. This is the extreme.
Why do y'all take off without me? Why do you take off without me? All right. Let's see, where do I want to start first? All right, well, y'all know we have a campaign going in Iran, and Trump is already talking about Cuba is next, y'all. Here we go.
Marco, you've been doing a fantastic job. And you've been doing a fantastic job on a place called Cuba. But what's happening with Cuba is amazing. And we think that we want to finish this one first, but it's going to be a great day, right? We're going to celebrate that separately. I just want to wait a couple of weeks. I wanted to wait a couple of weeks, but we'll be together again soon, I suspect, celebrating what's going on in Cuba. They want to make a deal so badly, you have no idea. He's doing some job, and your next one is going to be, we want to do that special Cuba. He's waiting, but he says, let's get this one finished first. We can do them all at the same time, but bad things happen. If you watch countries over the years, you do them all too fast, bad things happen. We're not going to let anything bad happen to this country.
So that is Cuba. He's planning on Cuba. And we now, I can't find the one that I had ready. Give me just a moment. There's one more that I had queued up here. It seems I've lost it. But while we're waiting, let's get the truth out there about this whole campaign. All right? Let's get the truth out there about this whole campaign. All right, here we go.
Need your help and it's time sensitive. Trump's EPA just repealed the endangerment finding, which says that greenhouse gases are harmful. So I am working with Earth Justice, who has already filed a lawsuit to fight back. Use this link, demand your congressional reps hold the administration.
Hurry and get off the screen.
Donald Trump is panicking. The war against Iran is spiraling out of control. Crude oil prices are surging above $90 a barrel. The economy is collapsing.
What's up, Turtle?
Markets are crashing here in the United States.
Sammy?
The Strait of Hormuz is essentially still effectively closed. A ship in the region there seems to have been struck and on fire. And the U.S. economy unexpectedly lost 92,000 jobs in February, below the expectations, where there was supposed to be a 58,000 job gain, which still would not have been good. The unemployment rate was 4.4% above expectations of 4.3%. And this marks just the second monthly job loss since the 2020 pandemic. The U.S. labor market is clearly weakening. The Kobayashi letter explains. Now, what did Donald Trump do with all of this going on? Well, he posted the following message.
I'm coming down with something, but I'm good. You know, I fight everything organically. I'm definitely coming down with something. I don't know if it's allergies or sinuses or what, but I'm not feeling too well, but I'll fight it.
On his social media platform, there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. After that and the selection of a great and acceptable leaders, we and many of our wonderful and very brave allies.
Which video, Turtle Piece? Which video? Turtle Piece, I know how you feel recovering from dinner work, my man. Trust me, I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
And partners will work tirelessly to bring Iran back from the brink of destruction, making it economically bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Iran will have a great future. Make Iran great again. Make Iran great again. MIGA. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Then Donald Trump began posting photo after photo after photo of Bill Maher back from February. And then Donald Trump started attacking Bill Maher. 8 posts in a row attacking Bill Maher while the United States is at war. Very bizarre and deranged behavior. Then Donald Trump calls up CNN, who he attacks all the time, but he calls up Dana Bash from CNN, and here's what she writes. I just got off the phone with Donald Trump where he rated the war with Iran at a 12 or a 15 out of 10. He told me we're doing very well militarily, better than anybody could have ever even dreamed, he says. On Cuba, Donald Trump said Cuba's going to fall pretty soon. He said he's going to put Marco over there, referring to Secretary of State Marco Rubio. And we've got plenty of time, but Cuba's ready. On rising gas prices, Donald Trump said, that's all right. It'll be short term. It'll go way down very quickly. And when I asked him about other Gulf countries being hit, Donald Trump said Iran made a terrible mistake when they attacked them. And the countries in the Middle East, they're doing unbelievable, Donald Trump said.
And I believe we made a terrible mistake when we attacked Iran, however you want to put it. Terrible. Terrible.
On the next leader of Iran, Donald Trump told Dana Bash of CNN, it's going to work like it did in Venezuela. And when I asked if he's okay with having another religious leader from the Islamic Republic, for example, Donald Trump said, I may be. Yeah. He added the next leader needs to treat the United States and Israel very well. And on the Texas GOP Senate race, Donald Trump said he will make a decision fairly shortly, but that he wants to have the full and complete Save America Act, which now includes trans issues. We have to have voter ID. We have to have proof of citizenship. We have to have no mail-in ballots except the military, illness, disability, and travel. We have to have no men in sports, no men in women's sports. I added 2 things, and we have to have no transgender operations for the youth in the SAVE Act. I added that, Donald Trump said. So with that taking place, when the stock market opened, it tanked right away. Crude prices surged right away, surging above $90 a barrel. In Qatar, they're saying you may see.
But wait, watch this. It's getting worse, and they're not telling the truth. So Russia has now entered, and they're helping Iran against the United States. They are telling Iran where all the military, where all of our U.S. military places are. Listen, it's bad.
Yeah, man. Salute all of y'all. Appreciate everybody that's going to tap on in. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come on up in the building. And, man, I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel, man. Stacy, I salute to you. You came through with a $100 donation in the Cash App, and I appreciate y'all who support the channel, man. Also to the other sisters and brothers who send donations, I appreciate y'all, too. All y'all got to do is scan that QR code in the top left-hand corner of your screen, or you can click one of those links that I have pinned at the top of the comment section. If y'all want to send donations, but shout out to Ty Khan. Shout out to Elaine Dirks. Shout out to Marn Hood. You came through with a $50 donation. Salute to you. I appreciate you. Anthony Dobbins, salute to you. My boy Marco Henton, salute to you. Nafisha, salute to you. Mari Gaius with a donation in the Cash App. Salute to you. Liv, salute to you with the $50 donation in the Cash App. Roger Johnson, salute to you. Jamil Jimenez and Hitman, salute to y'all with the donations in the Cash App, man. We're going to get right into this video and talk about what's going on. I told you guys this, and people didn't want to listen, man. Y'all want to run around here, you know what I'm saying? Running y'all mouth, acting like y'all know what y'all talking about. Talking about MAGA, nasty, Marjorie Taylor Greene lady. This lady was out here stomping for Trump. Couldn't nobody tell her that Trump did anything wrong. Now, all of a sudden, she all over the place saying,
Yeah, zero reasons. Zero reasons, Turtle Piece.
MAGA, they're liars, they're liars. Hold on, you was the biggest person running around here supporting Donald J. Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene, whatever your name, how you pronounce your name, you were the key one that was leading people down this path. You were one of the main ones. Now, all of a sudden, you don't seem to like it. You out here hooting and howling on national TV talking about, I can't believe it. MAGA lied. They lied to all of us. We've been trying to tell y'all this. They all liars. But this is the part y'all don't want to hear. This is the part they don't want to tell y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So now you're getting that truth serum, and now it's getting hit in your face. And Donald Trump don't got a plan. He don't went and got into a whole conflict over here and got the United States over here in a whole war. And guess what? He thought he was just going to be in and be out. This man ain't got no common sense. He said he hired the best people. But if you hire the best people, why you always got to fire people that you hire? If you hire the best people, why you always got to fire the people you hire? Then, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Marco Rubio, who ain't got no mind whatsoever. He say one thing one day and another thing another day. You understand what I'm saying? This dude is a whole weirdo. Like I said, all these people.
They're gonna get into some guys that know what they're talking about. Actually, ex-military. You know, they were scared. That's why they attacked. Listen, they already know.
Hi everybody, today's Friday, March 6, 2026, and our dear friends Carl Wilkerson and Larry Johnson are here with us. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm doing this in protest. You're dressed like a funeral home director.
I noted that.
Yeah.
It is a bit dark.
These guys are actually
But I'll
ex-military.
stick around.
Yeah, let me start with the latest rumors that are coming out. It seems that there is a difference between Marco Rubio. I don't know how much of these rumors they have something to the reality of what's going on, but the rumors saying that the U.S. there is a difference between Rubio and Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth wants to send troops to Iran, and Marco Rubio said, "No, this is going to be a long war." These are, these are this current situation in Washington. We don't know if something like this is happening in Washington. And here is what Arakchi, the foreign minister of Iran, said in his interview about the invasion.
Afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You were waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes.
Yeah, hilarious.
Because we are confident that we can confront them, and that will be a big disaster for them.
Listen, that was the top dog of Iran saying that. He wants the U.S. to put troops on the ground. He's ready for them. They know they can handle them. These guys are not scared. They are not backing down. I don't know what y'all are hearing about, the U.S. smashing them. No, we're getting smashed. We are getting smashed. These boys are way more radical and way more extreme than anything that we could produce in our military. Real talk. Real talk. These boys are ready. They are looking at America as if America is like a demon country. And they are looking at themselves as their God, and they're about to do some cleansing, y'all. They're about to do some cleansing. I'm telling you. These guys, bad idea, America. Bad idea. You should let IHOP win in the, yeah, them Persians do not run. You should have let IHOP went in there and got they kicked by themselves. You're always running up behind what IHOP does. And they're evil as hell too. Evil as hell too. Birds of a feather flock together. Y'all hear what that man just said? Let me run that back. Did that man sound like he was scared of the U.S.? He ain't worried about no airstrikes, and he's certainly not worried about boots on the ground. He's welcoming boots on the ground. Let's go back.
Iran. And Marco Rubio said, no, this is going to be a long war. These are, you know, these are this current situation in Washington. We don't know if something like this is happening in Washington. And here is what Araghchi, you know, the foreign minister of Iran, said in his interview about the invasion.
Of a U.S. invasion in your country.
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes.
Yeah, hilarious.
Because we are confident that we can confront them, and that will be a big disaster for them.
So you're saying that Iran is ready and willing to take on?
He said that would be a great disaster for America, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
The U.S. military, if there were to be ground troops?
Well, we were ready for this war even more than the previous war. So you can see, you know, the quality of our missiles, how much they are upgraded after the last war, because we learned lots of lessons. And we are prepared for any other eventuality, even, you know, a ground invasion. So our soldiers are prepared for any scenario. When I said that we are waiting for them, it didn't mean that we are waiting for continuation of the war. No, but we have prepared ourselves to confront with any scenario, with any eventuality, any possibility.
They are not afraid to die. That's basically what he's saying. That they are ready to fight till death. They like some pit bulls, y'all. They finna fight till you know what. They finna fight until you can't fight no more. They're finna fight until somebody perish, and they don't care. They don't care. They're laying it all on the line. This is a spiritual encounter to them, so to speak. A spiritual encounter.
And we know that we can handle that.
Are your allies Russia and China helping you?
Well, they are supporting us politically and
Yeah. This is what he said. Go ahead.
What I like, Nima, is that ignorant NBC questioner. You doubt the empire? You would doubt what Trump says about the empire's absolutely perfect military?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, they ought to put a picture in the dictionary, you know, for the word dumbfounded. His picture would be, that captures it right in the moment.
You know, how much of what the concept of sending
Y'all
troops
listen.
to Iran, and they were talking about, you know, Kurdish terrorist group being used to invade Iran, you know, all of that from Iraqi Kurdistan and all of that. How much of what is going on, this sort of, you know, propaganda machine, I would say, because there is something in the mind of the Trump administration that they really feel that they can do something on the ground. What is your understanding of that?
They'll get demolished.
Rashi's right, I think, essentially, in both the broad concept he suggested, Iran being ready, and also in the specific concept that he suggested, at least indirectly, that they can handle it. Let's take the Kurds first. The Kurds, in my experience, having dealt with them fairly extensively in Operation Provide Comfort, the end of the first Iraq War, if you will, are their own worst enemies. Whether they're in northern Iraq, in Iran, in Syria, or in southeastern Turkey, they're their own worst enemies. In this case, were they to join, not only would they meet the helicopters that Russia sent in at the sort of last minute, but expressly for this purpose, and they would meet hell, they would also have Erdogan falling in on their rear to finally finish them off. So you want to invite Erdogan into this conflict in a way that he has thus far indicated he's not interested in. Do that, and make the Kurds anywhere near viable the way you arm them and so forth for exercises in Iran. And then the bigger issue is us. And if you're right about the split, then finally Rubio's right about something. Disaster, absolute disaster. He couldn't find enough amphibious bottoms, Nima, to mount a Marine invasion. That's about the only way we could do it, given the circumstances. And if they were sent, it wouldn't be any more than about 50,000, and I dare say they'd be swallowed up in a very short time. And we would lose all those people, either to prison or death or some combination. Mobilizing the country even, we would face real serious consequences domestically. I don't think we could do conscription, that is have a draft, because lots of people would go to Mexico and Canada. I'm quite sure of that, having been on multiple campuses.
Turtle P says, if you remember the first Gulf military campaign, the media coverage was extensive as far as what was actually going on with the, there is very sparse coverage of this one compared to, because we are getting our asses whooped. Because we are getting our asses whooped. Because we are getting our asses whooped. And you know, I also saw something that was very funny too, y'all. It was very, it was kind of crazy. I'll show it to you a little bit later.
Across the country over the last decade, conducting all-volunteer force forum symposia from Ohio State to San Angelo State in Texas to William and Mary to Catholic University back here on the East Coast. We got a real register.
They took out all of our radars. They took out everything that we had that was actually giving us the news. They took everything out. All communicating, everything. They are very strategic, y'all. Very strategic. They destroyed certain things by method.
Of how young people feel. Even those who are in ROTC programs at places like Ohio State, where one woman told us, I'm here, I'm sad to say, I'm really not here for my country, I'm here because it's free. And when we polled them on whether or not they would serve, it was overwhelming.
Thank you.
Overwhelmingly no. So that was a tremendous problem. And even mobilizing, we don't have.
You have young kids in JROTC right now, and they're asking, would you join the services right now? These kids are saying no. And they're in ROTC, y'all. They are in ROTC. They are saying no. They're not going to join. They would not help the military. They would not help the U.S. But they are wearing ROTC uniforms right now, y'all. Come on, man.
Mobilization apparatus to include a dependable selective service system. We don't have a capacity to mobilize. And you would have to, Nima, because we couldn't, even with the Army showing up. And at any given time, about 10 to 20% of the Army is non-deployable for whatever reason. Pregnancy, other reasons like that, they're non-deployable. So you might be able to put enough to last a week or two on the ground in Iran. That is if they didn't get decimated while they were landing. This isn't Desert Shield, Desert Storm. It simply isn't, where we took 6 months to test units, send them through the National Training Center and so forth, if they were reserve units, and tell them they couldn't go if they failed, and tell them they could go if they could. And Georgia had a brigade that failed, and Georgia's politicians were really angry with Powell because he wouldn't send them. We took the brigade from Texas instead because they passed at the National Training Center. So that kind of process just isn't in the works for this country in a way that it could be done in that previous time, Desert Shield, Desert Storm. We don't have the forces anymore, and we don't have the mobilization apparatus. And oh, by the way, the reserves are the most short people, components of all our services, hospitals, nurses, doctors.
All right. Turtle P says, I think we're proving Iran's statement that we're the great Satan statement. Yeah, we are. We are. And this country is, along with the other country. You know what I'm saying?
Dentists, you name it, we don't have them. It's a joke if you say we're going to go to ground war in Iran. It's a joke that would rebound on a lot of serious casualties almost immediately. So Rubio's right on this one.
Well, let me say it. I disagree. I think it would be a great idea as long as, and this is the key caveat, Pete Hegseth is leading the column.
with God on his side.
Yeah, no, just a big Target T-shirt on. No, look, I agree with everything Colonel Wilkerson said. I mean, this is absurd, ridiculous.
See? So they're blowing this whole thing up like America is so great we can handle anybody. America, hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. And that's what they're supposed to do, to be patriotic. You know what I mean? But you don't think that other country has just as much faith? You know, just as much will and determination? You don't think they're just as patriotic? I'm feeling under the weather, y'all, but the show must go on. You don't think that they're feeling just as patriotic? A lot of these places have sat back for centuries, decades to centuries, and studied all these powerhouse countries. They've studied it. They've gotten their technology up. They've stockpiled all different types of weapons and firearms and everything else. And to be honest, Iran is playing checkers while we're playing chess. Iran is sending out drones, $50,000 drones. We're sending out crafts that cost billions of dollars. We're firing projectile, I don't want to say the M word, explosives, can I say that? That costs billions and trillions of dollars. So what country is going to actually go into a recession first? The country that's only sending out $50,000 drones, or the country that's sending out hardware and technology worth billions? You know, what would we do if someone started doing this to us? And to be honest, I don't know what makes people think that it can't be done. Because it can. It can. And somewhere in the near future, it just may happen. It just may happen. But mainstream media is not telling y'all the truth. Mainstream media is not telling you the truth.
But it's a sign of our desperation, because the air power thing's not working out too well. When you step back and realize that Iran, in a period of 6 days, has destroyed $5 billion worth of radar systems, completely blinded.
Radar systems, that's what I was trying to think of. They've destroyed it. They've destroyed it. So our intel is not great. It's not great. They've destroyed it. They've blinded us. They've blinded the U.S. In every surrounding region. They have blinded us. And Russia has helped point out where all these radars and everything. Man, listen, they are receiving help right now.
United States and Israel, they had these two different types of radar. One was ANTPY and the other was ANFPS. And I mean, one of them cost between 500 million and $1 billion, and the others were $1 billion plus. 5 of them are dead, gone. So we're no longer getting early warning detection. They get about a minute warning. Whoops, incoming. They've done that. The Iranians have decimated the U.S. bases, at least 8 of them in the region, as well as gone after CIA infrastructure and offices. So despite all the happy talk, that's that same guy that worked for Zelensky up in Kyiv, that would come out and give the reports about, the Russians, they fired their missiles. We shot down 95% of them. That guy's now working down in the Persian Gulf. He's helping the Pentagon. He's helping Admiral Brad Cooper. We decimated them. 90%. Yeah? Then how in the world did they blow up your $1 billion radar? Because we can see it's a drone that did it. In one case, you see the drone come down, boom. Where was our highly vaunted air defense system? The gaslighting that's going on right now on the part of the Pentagon is, we've seen it before. We saw it in the first Gulf War. We saw it in 2003, and we saw it in Iraq with
Turtle P says, we are struggling for political reasons. Iran is standing for survival. Yes, they are. They are in it for survival, and they will survive. They will survive. Iran is not a small, listen, Iran is not a small country. Iran is not a small country. Well, I ain't gonna say we. Trump, the Tangerine Dream, Mr. Rash, he definitely underestimated Iran. You should have never invaded Iran. Never. It was none of your business, had nothing to do with you. You should have talked your allies out of it too. That's what he should have done.
Iraqi freedom, or enduring freedom and Iraqi, OEF and OIF and EIEIO. So yeah, this is the delusion is strong right now in Washington.
Yeah. By that, Epic Fury was a...
Did you hear him say the delusion is strong right now in Washington? The delusion. Every time Trump opened his mouth, he's lying. As Brother in the Cut would say, if he's breathing, he's lying. If Trump is breathing, he's lying, just as Brother in the Cut would put it.
Selection of names. This is going to be an epic,
Yeah.
but not in the direction we intended.
Well, actually, with the EF could become epic fuck up.
Yeah, that'd be more appropriate.
But there are people calling Epstein Fury. It's
Yeah,
not.
Yeah, man, that's true too.
Carl, I think one of the main objectives of this war, if it takes a long time to put an end to it, it would be ammunition, and which is one of the most important. Ammunition is the king of battlefield, as they call it in a war of attrition. And here is what Pete Hegseth said.
Shortage of munitions. Our stockpiles of defensive and offensive weapons allow us to sustain this campaign as long as we need to. Again, our munition status only increases as our advantage increases.
So to say that America can withstand this for as long as we need to, don't y'all realize that they can only sustain it because they are taxing the American people? Y'all haven't saw these gas prices, man? Y'all haven't saw these gas prices. Over $1 increase already. Over $1 increase already. $3.47 here. And it was just $2 and maybe 60 something cents 3 or 4 days ago. It's crazy. It's crazy. So to say that we have sustainability, yeah, that's off the backs of the American taxpayers, off the backs and the sweat and the hard work of the American people, funding y'all bullshit. It should not be so easy for them to tax us for starting their bullshit and keeping their bullshit going when we didn't agree to it. Who asked us if we wanted our American dollars to go towards this? Who asked us if we was ready to struggle at the pump anymore? Who asked us if we was ready to struggle paying rent and mortgages and buying groceries anymore? I thought the idea of the Tangerine Dream coming in was to lower all of the costs, to lower the inflation, to address the economic instabilities of America. But it's not happening. He's adding more on the American people. And the same people that's supporting Trump, hoorah, hoorah, you're going to feel this. You're going to feel this. You don't have Trump's money. You don't have Pete Hegseth money. You don't have Congress money. You're going to feel this. Of course, black people will feel it first. We know why. You know, there's a huge wealth gap in between black society and white society, and we know why. So the minorities will definitely feel it first. But don't think for a second that our white counterparts won't feel this. Don't think for a second that our white counterparts will not feel this economically, y'all. And think about it. It's their children over there fighting right now. So they're going to feel it more than economically when those bodies start being returned to this country. when their children are coming back in caskets, draped in flags, they'll get the point. They'll go from hoorah, hoorah to boo-hoo. But this is what it takes to humble some of these satanic, demonic-ass people, y'all. It's what it takes.
Carl.
You know, it's almost as if, Neiman, that a standard practice, and this includes the recently released job reports, which are now being blown out of the sky, of taking your weakness, focusing on it, and lying about that it is not a weakness. It's incredible the way they do this. I think they must have a gang of people that run around finding all the things that are seriously deficient, militarily, economically, or whatever, and then crafting the words they're going to hurl at the American people and ultimately at the globe that are lies to defeat that deficiency or the criticism that highlights that deficiency. It includes Epstein, of course, in a grand sort of way. But what he's talking about.
This whole thing is only happening because of the EpiPen files. Let's be 100. This is only happening because it's time, it's midterm times, and Trump needed the right to pull this off in the midterms, and he wanted to cover lots of headlines with the Epstein case. He didn't need those headlines rolling during midterms. So that is one of the general reasons why this F-up chose to invade Iran. But when he invaded Iran, he really effed up. He really effed up. He really effed up altogether, y'all.
Is pure poppycock. We have actually been out in the hustings, if you will, with teams trying to ascertain, and when I say we, it's RTX, it's Lockheed Martin, it's Grumman and others, trying to ascertain what could be done with regard to increasing production of various and sundry very critical items, one of which is Patriot air defense missiles. We have found a mixture of things out there, but one of the things we found is there aren't the facilities to do it. The second thing we found, for example, in Arkansas, was a reluctance to do it because of the tech data packages having such strictures on.
Okay. Now, let's get some more updates. And like I said, these are retired military colonels and former CIA workers and stuff. We already got him going to Cuba. Now, what we didn't want to see happen is exactly what's about to happen.
I need your help and it's time sensitive. Trump's EPA just repealed the endangerment finding, which says that greenhouse gases are harmful. So I am working with Earth Justice, who has already filed a lawsuit to fight back. Use this link, demand your congressional reps hold the administration accountable, and defend our right to clean air and a safe climate.
As Donald Trump's war against Iran is spiraling out of control, we are getting this information, and we need to, of course, verify it, but information that the U.S. Army has abruptly canceled a major training exercise for the headquarters element of the 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg in North